Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Hey everyone, Lucimus Prime here, and welcome to the next episode of Movie Didn't Need a Sequel. And in today's video, guys, I'm going to be covering what is a movie which is the first installment of a trilogy I've already ranked from best to worst earlier this year. And this is an example of Movie Didn't Need a Sequel where it's the first installment to a trilogy which I wish only stayed as one movie alone and did not have any sequels. And that's going to have to be none other than, of course, 2008's Taken. Probably a really big example of a movie which did not need sequels, which I'm going to be covering. Because in this trilogy of Taken, you have one phenomenal first installment and two absolutely horrendous sequels. So, yeah. Now, in summary, guys, what I think of Taken, well, I really love Taken. This is definitely a really amazing movie. One of my favourite thrillers of all time, and it has probably my third favourite role of Liam Neeson behind Qui-Gon Jinn and Ra's al Ghul. Bryan Mills is such an amazing character, really well played, and very relatable as well, because he's willing to do whatever it takes to save his daughter, because his daughter, of course, gets kidnapped in this movie. And yeah, the story is definitely really amazing and really intense to watch, and in my opinion, guys, the extended version of this movie, in my opinion, is the best version of the movie to me. Yeah, most definitely, because it adds more things to it, and it makes it, the 18 rating, because yeah, I think the original version, is 15, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, this version, of course, is rated 18 because it contains strong violence and, scenes of torture, because yeah, there is torture scenes in this movie, just so you guys know. So yeah. And this was definitely really well directed by Pierre Morel, and yeah, really amazing movie. And this movie had a really amazing ending where, at the end of the story, of course, Brian rescues his daughter from the criminals who've kidnapped her in Paris, and it was definitely, a really amazing ending, and she reunited with her mother, played by Famke Janssen, Lenore, and it was definitely a very nice ending, very happy ending, with no sequel setups whatsoever. So yeah. And at the end of the movie, Brian surprises his daughter by taking her to watch one of her favourite singers called Shira. So, yeah. And that, in my opinion, guys, is the true end of the franchise. But sadly, of course, 4 years later, this was very unfortunately deemed not to be. Because first of all, guys, we got an absolutely horrendous second installment, which was not needed whatsoever, which was of course, Taken 2. Yeah, I really hated Taken 2, guys. This was not needed at all and was just horrendous. So, yeah. So, what was wrong with this movie, guys? So, this movie was basically just a lazy rehash of the original movie, pretty much. The only difference is it wasn't set in Paris this time. It was this time set in Istanbul. And also, it was also nowhere near as intense as this movie. I mean, what's sad, guys, is even the original PG-13 version of the first movie, not the extended version, has way more intense scenes and violence than the sequel. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Because barely anything intense happens in the sequel because it's so boring. And when I was watching it for the first time, guys, because it was so boring, I was sat like this watching it, and I was on the brink of falling asleep because I was so bored. Yeah, I was so bored I nearly fell asleep watching the movie, guys, because yeah, it was just so boring. And the plot was also really stupid because when it comes to rehashing a plot, guys, this movie rehashes it, but this time it's this time Brian's ex-wife Lenore who gets kidnapped this time, and then after that he gets kidnapped, so, and his daughter's got to rescue both of them. So what? That is just so ridiculous and absolutely stupid. There's no way this character Brian would get kidnapped. No way. Honestly, this is just ridiculous. So yeah, this sequel was just horrendous, guys. Really boring. I hated this sequel. And yeah. But, surprisingly, guys, despite me hating the movie, it grossed over $376 million at the box office and received mixed reviews from critics, whereas I would personally give it a negative review because I hate it. And then, of course, sadly, in 2014, well, and also in January 2015 as well, depending on, you know, the release dates, because, yeah, released in Germany in 2014 and in the United States and France and worldwide in 2015. We, of course, sadly got a third installment somehow, and that, of course, was none other than Taken 3. And, yeah, once again, an unneeded sequel that was not needed at all. And, yeah, like, this movie was just incredibly stupid and was not needed at all, like Taken 2, but it was slightly more tolerable in my opinion than Taken 2, because thankfully it did, you know, have a different plot and didn't rehash the first movie, so yeah, thank God for that. But it was still awful either way, because many bad things happen in it. So for example, like, because it barely feels like a Taken movie due to not even being taken in the movie, which is just stupid, how it's very, you know, unfitting. Because yeah, these sequels shouldn't be made whatsoever, and this is proof of it, because it's just, you know, being ridiculous. And the violence is also sadly downplayed, like in the second movie, because, yeah, like, you know, this movie is what you should watch if you want to see, you know, an actual thriller movie, which is, you know, rated 18, you know, because sadly the sequels are so downplayed, and I hated that. Like, goodness me. And in addition, the movie also makes the first movie even more pointless as well by killing off Lenore really early into the movie. So you're going to giving Lenore the Alien 3 cliche of killing off a character early into the movie, so yeah. And like I said before, guys, it was one thing you need to learn from Alien 3 is don't be Alien 3. So yeah, do not, you know, do that stupid cliche, because it's just horrible and it made me hate the movie. And it made the first movie even more pointless, and Lenore wasn't even supposed to be, you know, a contributor to the story anyway, because she was only a minor supporting character, so yeah, she shouldn't have been involved in these sequels at all. In addition, guys, the movie also as well ruins Lenore's husband, Stuart St. John. Because, yeah, one thing that is really stupid, guys, is they recasted him with an actor called Doug Ray Scott. Because in the first film, guys, he's played by Xander Berkeley. And Doug Ray Scott, in my opinion, looked absolutely nothing like Xander Berkeley. For me, he looked younger than Xander Berkeley. So, like, how is he the same character? Yeah, that makes no sense. Oh, my God. Yeah, that is just so stupid, guys. Like, goodness me. And they made him into a villain, which was just stupid. It ruined his character. So, yeah, like, there's no way Xander Berkeley's character from the first film will be a villain. No way. I refuse to believe that to be true. The movie also wasted Forrest Whitaker as the character called Inspector Frank Dotzler. In my opinion, the movie ruined, you know, wasted him as well, really. So, like, yeah, Forrest Whitaker definitely wasted his time on this movie, yeah. Goodness me. Yeah, poor Forrest. And yeah, thankfully this film got unfavourable reviews from critics, and that was good. I mean, because I hate the movie as well. So thankfully a fourth movie's not been made, guys, and I'm very happy about that, because yeah, like, there's no point in doing a fourth movie because the damage has been done with this, with these two awful sequels. I mean, this movie didn't need any sequels whatsoever, like I just said, because it had a really amazing ending, and this was such an amazing movie because it was able to, you know, to really improve Liam Neeson's career and turn him into an action movie star, and he became one of my favourite action stars of all time thanks to this movie. So yeah, like, this movie, you know, really, you know, helped his career a lot and made him an action star. So yeah, like, that's why I love Taken, guys, and these sequels just ruined this movie, really. So yeah, that's why, guys, I like to pretend that Taken is only one movie alone, and I keep it that way. So yeah, in terms of what I own, guys, I only own the extended cut of the first movie, and that's it. There's no way I'm ever going to purchase the sequels, definitely not. And I mean, you could even watch, you know, the theatrical version of the first movie, because even that's better than the sequels, in my opinion, as well. But this version, the extended hard cut, in my opinion, is the true version to me, the only one that exists, in my opinion, to me. So yeah. See, as far as I'm concerned, guys, there is only one Taken movie. And I had a really bad dream about watching awful Taken sequels. So yeah, what a bad dream that was. Thank God there's only one Taken movie, in my opinion. So yeah. So guys, this is me doing the next episode of Movie Didn't Need a Sequel. And today, guys, I was covering one of my favourite thriller movies of all time, which is Taken. So yeah, because I give this movie a full-blown 10 out of 10, whereas when I look back at the sequels, I give a third movie a mediocre, disappointing 5 out of 10, because that movie also sucked. Or maybe like 4.5, maybe 4.5. And I give Taken 2 a very bad 4 out of 10. So yeah, screw those two sequels all the way, because yeah. Because Taken 2 was a boring remake of the original movie and rehashed it and was just so stupid. And Taken 3 made it even more pointless by killing off Lenore really early. Like, if you want to watch Taken 3, guys, just watch it as an unintentional comedy of Liam Neeson running around and punching everyone he sees. Just watch it as a comedy, because that's basically what it is, because it's so laughably bad in my opinion. So yeah, if you're going about a sequel, it's just Liam Neeson and that's it. He's probably the only best thing about a sequel in my opinion. So yeah, so you know drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also be sure to leave in the comments what you guys think of Taken. Do you think it needed a sequel or not in your opinion? Also be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe for more videos coming in the future. If you'd like to be a member, you can respond with your PC alerts or you can look at the description, and I'll see you all later.